Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in.
In week 48 of 2024, we had 98 tournaments, with a total of 2,085 players and 8,080 games played. We have a fair few less tournaments this week, which has led to a significant reduction in the number of players and games played. We have finally started to see the promised detachments in the Detachments calendar, and it looks like there could be a massive shake-up for a whole load of armies. We have the first three, which may well not be the most outstanding detachments, but they all look very playable in my opinion. I'm sure players will be experimenting with the new detachments, and some armies will be hoping that the new rules they get will really help their win rate. Due to the release schedule, there will be a delay in the new detachments seeing play, with roughly a week between, depending on which day it is released. Overall, I'm excited to see what we get, and seeing as so many will be added, it will surely have a big impact on the meta when they are all out. With that said, this week the Space Marines topped the charts with 17 wins, 58 top 3s, and a weighted place of 35.8, which is a lot worse than the 22.4 they got last time. With less tournaments, there are less wins for the Space Marines, which is expected as they only get the most as they are the most popular. As usual, we will provide a full breakdown of the chapters, including those with their own supplements, in our chapter breakdown later on in the video. The Astra Militarum remain in second place with 8 wins, 18 top 3s, and a weighted place of 24.5. Their tank heavy lists are very competitive at the moment, and it'll be interesting to see if the detachment they get will make them stronger still. I don't think additional free rules will hurt them in any event. The Eldari get third with 7 wins, 16 top 3s, and a weighted place of 21, which is a good result for them. The Grey Knights are the last faction in blue, also getting 7 wins with 10 top 3s and a weighted place of 10, which is the best overall. This is a massive improvement, considering they didn't get a single win last week. The Gene Stealer Cults top the green group with 6 wins, 14 top 3s, and a weighted place of 12.8, which is the second best overall. They also get nearly all of their wins at the large tournaments, which shows how well they are doing. Imperial Knights get the same number of wins in top 3s, but with a higher weighted place of 20.2. The Necrons get 5 wins with 19 top 3s and a weighted place of 43.2, which shows how popular they are at the moment. The Tau also get 5 wins, while also getting a higher weighted placing with 35.8. The Sisters are the final faction with 5 wins, they get 9 top 3s and a weighted place of 21.8. The Death Guard get 4 wins with 15 top 3s and a weighted place of 35.3. I do think their new detachment looks rather interesting, and we should see if it has an impact on their win rate in next week's stats. Chaos Knights is the final faction in green, also getting 4 wins with 8 top 3s and a weighted place of 18, which is the third best overall. There are a lot of factions in yellow this week, with them all picking up between 3 and 1 wins. Obviously, we have less tournaments, which means less wins to go around, but I am surprised a few factions have ended up in yellow after only picking up a single win, such as Chaos Demons, who have been doing well recently. Tyranids and Chaos Space Marines have also dropped back considerably from where they were last week. The Imperial Agents are in red, having failed to pick up a win this time out. 23 factions managed this one top 10 placing, with the Space Marines getting the most top 10s with 171. Necrons are in second with 60 top 10 placings. Tyranids are in third on 59 top 10 placings. I am a little surprised that second and third place have got so few top 10s this week. The Space Marines are the most played faction with 19.3% of all players taking them. Tyranids are the second most popular on 7.05%. Guard are in third on 6.91%. The Tyranids continue to rise in popularity, this time at the expense of the Necrons, who drop back to fourth.
It takes our resident stats guru and Ultramarine fanboy Fearless Fox many hours to collect all the data. It would be great if you could show your appreciation by liking and sharing the video. It really helps us with the God algorithm of YouTube. We have grouped the win rates by colour, with the key at the bottom of the screen.
The Gene Stealers again top the charts, this time with a very high win rate of 62.9%. They do not have a huge number of players compared to the other factions, but getting 62.9% is very impressive. They have proven to be the strongest in terms of pure win rate at the moment, and I'm sure players will like another detachment even though their current one is doing just fine. The Votan are the other faction above the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 55.4%. This is a big increase from the 49% they got last week, and is the first time they've gotten above the Goldilocks zone. Seeing as they have not been consistently around this level, I would expect them to drop back next week. The Death Guard are the first faction within the zone on 51.8%, which is a fair bit lower than the Votan. Both types of Knights get a very similar score this week, with Chaos on 50.9% and the Imperials on 50.8%. The Eldari get a win rate of 50.1%, with the Drukhari just getting in green with a 50% win rate. The vast majority of factions are in yellow this week, with Chaos Demons top of the group with 49.1%. The World Eaters are on 48.5%, with the Necrons on 48.1%. Both of these factions have dropped down a bit this week. The Custodians come next with 48%. It'd be interesting to see if their win rate increases after their Warhammer World Championship win, show that they can do well in the hands of a talented player. The Grey Knights have a win rate of 47.8%, despite getting the best weighted placing this week. The Tyranids are on 47.5%, with Imperial Agents getting surprisingly high 47.4% from their 10 players. The Space Marines overall are on 47.3%, with Admech on 47.1%. The Orcs are close behind on a win rate of 47%. The Guard only get a win rate of 46.1%, which is very surprising considering they got 55.2% last week and are being one of the top armies since the update. Considering that they've done very well in all of the weeks, I'd assume they'll be higher up the ranking next time. The Sisters are the last faction in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 45.5%. There are 3 factions below the zone, with Tau getting a win rate of 44%, Chaos Space Marines get 43%, and the Thousand Suns manage 42.3%. I'm sure we'll see some big movements once the new detachments see play. The Gene Stealer cults are way out in front on the running total win rates with 57.1%, making them the only faction above the Goldilocks zone. Guard are in second place with 51.8%, with Death Guard on 51.5%. Chaos Demons are the only other faction in green, with a win rate of 51.2%. The vast majority of factions are in yellow, with all the major factions within the Goldilocks zone. The only faction below is the Imperial Agents, which isn't too surprising considering they struggle greatly as a standalone army. The gamers look relatively well balanced, other than some notably strong armies. These new detachments will surely have an impact, and I imagine it will help the struggling armies more, as the top factions already have great detachments, which are unlikely to be outshined by the Grotness ones. It'll be interesting to see if GW are doing a balanced update. I would guess this will be towards the end of the month or in early January to account for how the new detachments perform. In any event, I'm sure players are happy to see free rules from GW, and I for one hope they continue to do releases like the Grotness calendar. This week the Black Templars topped the charts with a win rate of 55.5%. This is rather surprising considering they've been struggling a bit in the last few weeks. It'll be interesting to see if it continues, but I would imagine they will drop back a bit in next week's data. The Blood Angels are the first chapter within the zone, with a win rate of 51.1%. They continue to look like a relatively well balanced army. The Space Wolves come next with a bang on 50% win rate. The Dark Angels are the only chapter in yellow, with a win rate of 47.7%. We have seen their detachment, and while some combos look interesting, I personally don't see it having a massive impact on their win rate, or they could do with a slight boost. The Unknown Codex chapters continue to struggle on a win rate of 39.4%. The single Deathwatch player I am sure is keenly awaiting their index, which will come part of the Grotness release. The Blood Angels get the most wins this week, and the joint most top 10s with the Codex chapters. The Dark Angels managed to get 3 wins, with the Space Wolves picking up 2. The Templars only managed a single win despite their high win rate, which suggests their win rate will fall back a bit next week. The Dark Angels get detachment should give us an indication of what GW will do for the Space Marines, and we guess that each of the Divergent chapters will get a new detachment, including the Blood Angels if the Dark Angels, who also have a Codex released, have gotten one. It'd be interesting to see what they do for the Codex chapters, as a single detachment really isn't going to help them a lot compared to the Divergent chapters. Personally, I think it would be nice for each of the founding chapters to get a unique detachment locked to their chapter, but I'd imagine this is just wishful thinking. I think it would help the balance compared to the Divergent chapters, as they couldn't simply use the best ones, and it would give back some of the unique characters to the Codex chapters in terms of rules. The Space Marine running totals have the Space Wolves at the top, with a win rate of 50.1%. The Blood Angels are close behind on 49.6%, with the Dark Angels on 47.4%. The Black Templars have seen a significant rise, with a win rate of 46.2%. Unsurprisingly, the Codex chapters are at the bottom, with a win rate of 42.2%. Chaos Space Marines get a total win rate of 45.5%, with the Emperor's Children managing a 46.1% win rate from their 46 players.
If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.